this is Trent Brager, one of the online librarians. This video will give you a quick tour of our APA Citation Guide. To access the guide, go to the Library Connect homepage and click on the APA Citation Guide link in the Quick Links box on the left side of the page. You will be brought to the main page of the APA Guide. It explains what APA is and why you are required to use it. All of the information in this guide is based on the publication manual that was created by the APA, the American Psychology Association. APA style is a way of telling the readers of your research papers where your research comes from. It also tells you what your research paper should look like. You will also be asked to use APA citation style when writing discussion board posts. You can navigate through this guide using the buttons across the bottom or using the tabs at the top. The guide is meant to go in sequential order, so you can start with step 1, formatting, and continue through to 2, then 3, then 4. The first step, formatting, sets up what your paper should look like. You don't need to worry about this part when creating your discussion board posts, but this step is needed when writing research papers. All APA papers look the same. The info in the box on the left gives some basics. You will always start with the title page, followed by body pages, which contain the actual paper, followed by a reference page. To make it easier for you, your librarians have created templates for you to start from. Just click on the title of a template to download a Microsoft Word version of it. If you don't have Microsoft Word on your computer, you can download it for free by going into your school email account. For most papers, you can use the standard template, but if your instructor asks you to include an abstract or table of contents, we have templates for that as well. There are also templates for an annotated bibliography and for a slideshow presentation. Though the APA only makes rules for research papers, some instructors ask you to use citations in PowerPoint or slideshow presentations. Looking at the standard template, there are places for you to fill in the information about your paper. You can double-click in the header to put in your title for the running head. You will also need to do this on the second page, and all pages will now have the running head. Update your title page. Then write your paper in the body section. Finally, you will put your reference list on the last page. To figure out how to make your reference list, go to step 2 on the APA guide. Your reference list tells your readers the exact sources you use for research. It also has specific format for each reference so that the full information about each resource is given in a consistent order. The way you format each reference depends on the type of source you're using. Is it a book, a journal article, a website? Here's an example of a book. It lists the author's last name and initials, the date, the title in italics, with an edition, the place of publication, and the publisher. If you use a journal article, scroll down to the Scholarly Journals section and click. From here, narrow down your item. Some journal articles have DOIs and some don't. Hover over the tooltip to learn more about DOIs. Once you know your exact source type, click on it and you'll be given the general form of the reference citation and an example. Be sure to follow capitalization rules. In this case, only the title of the article is capitalized, but the title of the journal capitalizes all of the important words. You add a reference citation for each resource you use information from to write the body of your paper. Put these citations in alphabetical order on your reference list. You also need to use a hanging indent, which is described on the left side of Part 2. Finally, you need to match up your reference list citations with your actual writing in the body of your paper, or in text. In-text citations often come at the end of a sentence in parentheses. They tell your reader that the information in the sentence comes from that source. Then, they can match that in-text citation to the reference list citation if they want to get more detail. So, if I'm interested in learning more about pharmacokinetics, I can see that there is information about it in something Carlson wrote in 2007. Looking at the reference list for Carlson in 2007, I see that I could learn more by reading this book. You can insert information from your sources in a number of ways. You can paraphrase or reword the information. Just be sure that you change the sentences quite a bit. Changing only a word or two is considered plagiarism. You can also use their exact words in a quote. You will also need to specify which page you got the quote from, or, if you're using a web source and there aren't any page numbers, you count down the page to which paragraph the quote comes from. Use block quote formatting for long quotes, but use this sparingly. Your reader wants to hear your words, not someone else's. To break up your writing so there aren't citations at the end of every sentence, talk about your author in the body of your paper by using their names within the sentence. There are more helpful hints on the left side of this page. We give examples of what your final APA paper should look like on the final product page. They are great examples from fellow students, a checklist of requirements your paper should meet, and a visual example of an APA paper with various pointers. If you're still stuck, we offer you plenty of resources. If you're on a residential campus, you can consult the APA Publication Manual, download a PDF guide to help with reference list citations, watch instructional videos, play games to reinforce APA concepts, use links to other APA information, and use citation generators to get you started on your reference list citations. We also offer answers to some frequently asked questions and have a form for some of your difficult APA questions. This guide should help you properly format your APA papers and citations. Don't hesitate to contact a librarian by using the form, chatting with us, or texting us a question.